It's an interesting move. Hagstrom, a little bit better athlete, likes to scrap. Wins the first faceoff X, so pays off.
And Pat Cavanaugh with a quick shot. Krieg had it. Hagstrom on cleanup duty, 1-0 Notre Dame. So Kevin Corrigan with a changeup on the opening faceoff, and it's Hagstrom with his first career goal.
Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Notre Dame switches face-off men to their backup Hagstrom, who gets it to Cavanaugh. Krieg with the save. Bad ball control. Somewhat careless for the goalminder. Krieg for North Carolina, and Hagstrom.
Here comes Eric Dobson down the alley. Errant pass off the stick of Chris Cavanaugh.
And they find someone today against a very talented Notre Dame defense.
They struggled in the 6-on-6 last week against Syracuse. Egan has got the short stick matchup. Egan, question mark dodge, shoots low and beats Entenmann. We're tied at 1. And Matt, right before the game, I asked you when Entenmann took that shot off his left shoulder, how could that impact a goalie? And you said, that's offhand. The low shots could be a problem.
And when you're a goaltender, your top hand, right, is driving the top of the stick towards the ball. So when it's high, there's not a lot of movement. It's those change of directions where it goes high to low, where that bottom hand becomes more relevant. And right there, look, it's a good play by Egan, right? That's a big time.
Irish working a two-man game from X. Cavanaugh setting the pick. McCann, his pass knocked down by Matt Wright. Comes back to the Irish. Here's Jake Taylor. He's not a Dodger. Shot clock down to 4, down to 3. Taylor to the rack and scores. I take it back.
That was a really good defensive set for North Carolina, right? You get them down to the last 10 seconds in the shot clock. You get it to Taylor behind the cage. Frankenheimer actually meets him off that pick. And it's this move here when he gets a little too aggressive, pushing him out. He loses his footing, and Taylor, no angle, puts the Irish up 2-1 in South Bend.
It was like for him in the backyard?
No. But again, I think that it speaks through with his personality and the way that he plays.
Here's Pat Cavanaugh. Krieg saw that all the way. Saves, strong outlet. Barton, he's a threat in transition. Cavanaugh trailing him. They got Dobson on defense. Schwartz the other way. Entenmann kicks it back toward the crease, loose in front. We got a flag down.
A slash, I'm not quite saw it, and then there's the push clearly in the back from Tillman.
Taylor over to Chris Cavanaugh. Back up top, Pat Cavanaugh. It comes to Chris Cavanaugh. Low to high, a Blarney blast. It's 3-1.
When you think about the Cavanaugh brothers, Pat Cavanaugh setting all kind of assist records. Chris Cavanaugh has stepped in as the outside shooter on this man-up unit. The deception, the low to high near side, virtually impossible to stop. Typically when a shooter drops their stick, they're going on the offensive man-up unit, right? This is kind of his first game since coming back where he's been involved in the 6-on-6.
Well-timed slide by Notre Dame, but maybe more so his leadership off the field.
He's a captain. A fifth-year transfer as Notre Dame gets another. Tevlin, again, he pushes in transition, and you typically think, all right, we're coming off the field. He just went sneak mode and stayed on the field, down on the goal line, extended. And North Carolina loses him, but right here you can see Tevlin starts it off with a nice defensive interception. And Tevlin gets rewarded for the great defensive play.
No idea, and so most guys have never played the instrument before, and if it's in your locker at the end of the season, you're now the next bagpiper. Tevlin had been playing it for a long time. That's a shot and a save.
Here we go. Look at Cavanaugh's putting on the ground.
And get it back in a rifle from Griffin Westland. 5-1 Notre Dame.
This all starts with number 51, Pat Cavanaugh. There's no quit. Right here, a nice save from Krieg. Comes out, controls the ground ball. But look, there he is. Out of nowhere, puts the ball on the deck. Krieg is out of the cage. And Notre Dame, Griffin Westland.
Purpose, and we've seen it play out on the field.
Sports tend to work out, right? You look at think about Virginia basketball, losing the first round. Next year, they go on an unbelievable run where they had 0% chance to win twice in 2 different games. Coming into this season, when you looked at Notre Dame's roster and what happened to them last year,
this could be disastrous. Hagstrom picks it up right on the doorstep, and he scores. Carolina can't clear. The Irish bench erupting. Those green helmets, those green lids shining, even with overcast skies. It is 6-1, and Notre Dame looking every bit the part of a #1 seed.
They just do it all, right? And look, their weakness is probably at the faceoff X, right? And I don't even know if it's a weakness, it's not a strength. Well, Hagstrom's got 2 goals, right? So today they are putting it on the field. Look, this was a game right there again. Kavanaugh in the middle of it on the ride. Hagstrom here, your face-off man, stays on the field, picks it up, finishes it 1-0. Look, this was 1-1, and I made a...
In that teen range, right around 15. This is a good look here. Kavanaugh, Chris Kavanaugh buries it. It's 7-1, and to finish the point for Carolina, this is a bubble team. Could they get in if they lose twice to Notre Dame? Possibly, maybe. It seems like a long shot. A lot would have to go right if they want to be safe. I think if they beat Notre Dame once, they're good.
You would think so, right? They would have one of the best wins, if not the best win in the country, with one of those right there. And right now, it doesn't seem like it today.
With the extra man. McGovern cans it. His 5th EMO goal of the season. UNC's leading scorer puts an end to what was a 6-0 Notre Dame run.
McGovern here, nice job feeling out Notre Dame's defense. They're slow to slide, and he does a nice little shoulder drop.
Tillman lost the handle, loose ball. Harris vacuums. Notre Dame's slides have been timed almost impeccably so far today. Clock reset. It hit the crossbar. And now a chance for North Carolina. English the other way. Dumps it back. Matten, Cyclones out of trouble and scores. How about James Matten, the freshman? 10 straight games with a point. And that's 2 straight for UNC.
Ty English making an impact there on the ground ball. Pushing in transition. Right here now he draws. Right, Notre Dame now has to commit. And then Matten, the key there, he doesn't stop his feet. Oftentimes the point man, to their detriment, catches it with their feet stuck in mud. Matten there does.
Pat Kavanaugh over to McCann. Ouch. People are getting hit. There's going to be some welts and ice baths afterwards. They have a cryo center around here. Got the short stick Harris. 2 goals on the season. Feeds inside. And it's Harrison Schertzinger for the tally. And quietly, that's 3 in a row for Carolina.
And a nice offensive set for the Tar Heels. They did a nice job. Gallagher forced the slide for Notre Dame. Then we get Levy with a matchup against a short stick, and Notre Dame falls asleep on the interior there. And Schertzinger.
Last night with Rutgers losing. Denver did beat Providence. This one taken away by UNC. A chance in transition. Geppert feeds the crease. Shot, score. That's Levy. And UNC has swung the pendulum. It's 7-5.
North Carolina in the midst of a 4-goal run, getting themselves back in the contest. The man-up goal there. English to Matten, the freshman with the smooth release. And right here, Levy to Schertzinger. And then in the middle of the field, a nice job in transition. Notre Dame sloughs off the low.
In quarter 2, a stark difference. In that first quarter, Notre Dame +7 on shots, Carolina +7 in the second quarter. McGovern, save, Entenmann, Notre Dame's defense. Dubner ambush near the midline, and he went over and back. You can only do that in the first 20 seconds of the shot clock, and that shot clock was under 60. Chris Kavanaugh to Dobson, gets inside, slam dunk, 8-5 Irish.
Yeah, dog, get the fuck up, boy. Let's go.
The third goal of the game for Notre Dame as a result of a failed clear for North Carolina. Chris Kavanaugh finds Dobson, the big body who does a nice job. Again, it's these extra steps. Look, forces Krieg to come off the post, increase.
Tillman goes to work on Parlett, gets the step, picked up by Ramsey, finds Egan right on the doorstep. 6'4" target, and Dewey Egan cashes in.
And that was a good possession for North Carolina. A long possession, right? This is a tired Notre Dame defense. Basically 3 cycles of the shot clock had wound down. And a nice athletic play from Egan, showing the soft hands. This is what I live with.
Wintry mix now. It was rain a moment ago. Matten whiffs. It's picked up by Conlon. Took a big hit from Levy. Loose. And Entenmann, cat-like out of the cage.
I mean, this is just the spring. You know, this is what we are used to. My son's touch.
Pat Kavanaugh's got the short stick English. Eyes up. Feeds the crease, finds Westland. Second assist for Pat Kavanaugh. He is Notre Dame's all-time leader in assists. In fact, he has authored the 3 highest assist totals in a single season at South Bend.
Right here, Kavanaugh, the big goal, the nice vision to Westland, who gets his second in the game to stretch the lead to 3.
Fouls on blue, 22, offsides, 30 seconds, blue 22, offsides, 30, please reset to 60.
At the end of this comes out, it's not like you can add time back like in football.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All about the moment, the time of the game.
How about Jake Taylor? Did you have Jake Taylor with 2 dodging goals on your bingo card?
No. Definitely one was not a dodge on a man up. But Taylor does a nice job here ducking underneath. Right, Westland over to him now. North Carolina extends the man down. And then a nice job walking the tightrope, staying outside the crease, diving away from the goal mouth. Do you see that little bend at the end? It just creates so much, and it's subtle. And
Chris Kavanaugh gets free. Serpents around. And Krieg able to clean up Carolina. 6'3" Matten. Over to Welford. Stick checked away by Donovan. Bodies flying, no flag, they'll let him play. McCann. Across midfield. Spins away from Barton. Westland, who's got 2 goals. They tried the old hidden ball. McCann over to Pat Kavanaugh. Steps into one and cashes it in.
Notre Dame and North Carolina, it's getting physical. Right here, it's a nice job by Donovan, the freshman, knocking the ball on the ground, picking it up. He pays the price. Right, he gets hit by Harry Welford. Actually, it's Dewey Egan who puts him on the ground. But Notre Dame gets the ground ball, pushes in transition. North Carolina was in trouble with Welford down and hurt. And then the nice 3-quarter.
Down to a lighter drizzle now. Matten not much on the shot. It looked like Tevlin got into it. Great outlet. Entenmann to Tevlin. Accelerates. Into the box. Over to Pat Cavanaugh. Spins away behind the back. Down ball. It's Marr off the scramble. Carolina, can they push?
They need to capitalize on this right here.
Egan had a steam. Big right hand by Dewey Egan. He's got himself a hat trick. It's 11-7. If North Carolina can make this game chaotic, they got a chance to come back.
They've got to make up for the goals and the lack of clearing. And how do you do that in transition? Right there, nice job, both poles. Dropping down on Taylor, and now they push in transition. Notre Dame slow to go. And let's just look at this placement. That form is perfect.
It comes back to Matten. Tillman, one more. DeMarco, save Entenmann, a kick save. Another 60, Matten with a shot. Entenmann is there again to veto. Short stick, Ty English. Let's see if Carolina slides. Cavanaugh coming around X. Back to McCann. Over to Riley Gray now, Ali Dodge. Peppers the back of the net. 12-7. It starts with the Entenmann sequence on one end, and then Notre Dame makes Carolina pay on the other.
Right here, we had a nice back-to-back save from Entenmann there on DeMarco, then on Matten. And then here, Riley Gray. One Creek probably wants back in the cage, a low angle from didn't win the faceoff X. They had the ball the whole game. And so they're just so good at all the other things that makes up for it. As Dobson buries another. This was his calling card when he ended up in South Bend, known as a heavy-handed outside lefty shooter. This year, he's added some assists to the stat line, but again, no one better. Get out of the way. Hold on for dear life. When Dobson gets his hands free, he's going to make you pay.
Syracuse, meanwhile, young team, a lot of freshmen. Finn Thompson, Joey Spallina, Michael Leo had the game winner against UNC last week. And that's a team that's starting to grow up, and they've got a goalie who can steal a game for you.
He can steal a lot of games. He has been.
There is Dobson. Notre Dame pressing downhill. The lead is 7.
Just too much pressure and athleticism for the Fighting Irish right now. Starting to win some face-off X, some battles of the face-off X, get in position. Right here, another goal off a loose ball, ground ball, right? And not only are they maintaining possession, they're making North Carolina pay, right? They're getting those ground balls, and next thing you know, the ball's in the back of the net. As he's finding himself. I think the Cavaliers are happy with what they're seeing from him in a day in and day out basis.
Here is McCann, zigzags his way to the cage. 15-7, the route is on. And Matt, when you look at the top 3 in the ACC, Notre Dame, Duke, Virginia, is there anybody that you can see beating these teams in May? Maryland, maybe. We know they have the win against Virginia. I'm not sure I see a champion coming from somebody outside of that group right now.
Look, I think Maryland, with their ability to potentially dominate possession.
That's where, to me, there's a market advantage with a Duke, with a Virginia, with a Notre Dame. Even a team like Carolina will have a big advantage in the middle of the field. Matten gets one back for the Heels.
Not a lot of teams winning national championships with face-off by committee. Right, they have that dominant person more often than not.
Trying to think of the last one that did, and you probably go back to 17, Maryland, and John Garino kind of came out of nowhere. He was in the doghouse,
right?
And it started, I want to say, in the quarters or against Albany, where he started winning the faceoffs and kind of became.
And look, I think you're UNC. You look at this matchup; it's probably not going to go your way.
There's Matten, the freshman,
finding something with Matten here, right? He's been banged up. And he is their, seems to be kind of their alpha dodger that's finding his game here as he matures in his freshman campaign. But again, look, North Carolina, outside of the clearing, and the goals they've given up there, and the goals off the ground, like, they've given up.
McGovern, his pass picked off by Entenmann. English staying with him so far. There's the backside help. Matt Wright, but it's going to be a penalty. Oh, and Matt Wright.
We take a look at the penalty here.
Not going to take anything from anybody, but they've been penalized at times.
And you don't see attackmen typically leading your team in penalty minutes. But on the flip side, it's probably where they get so many ground balls. Outside the face-off men, they lead the team in ground balls.
Jeffrey Richardelli, second man-up goal of the season, 8th goal overall. And the Irish extend to 16-7.
And a nice assist from Pat Cavanaugh.
On a day we saw all sorts of weather. The storm was Notre Dame. On senior day, the Irish take care of business. They knock off North Carolina 16-9. The Irish have Virginia and UNC again on the road. They're in position for a 1 seed. Carolina has a must-win against Notre Dame 2 weeks from now.